We create these images that are totally synthetic. All movies, in my opinion, all movies are all synthetic.
Kevin! Yes! Get that little creep!
Even if it's a location film, you still got to figure out where to point the camera and how to colorize it and all the rest of those things. So you read a script and you get a picture in your mind of what it should look like. It's as simple as that. I mean, the page has drama and it has character and it has story, but sometimes the world is not right. Movie design is really not about design, it's about story. I read this script for River's Edge and I'd never read such a thing. I'd worked on space movies, Corman movies, that kind of shit. And so suddenly this script, and I thought, well, I'm never going to get it, but I can save it. That's how young I was. Because the director was a guy who had done a movie called Over the Edge, which was, I think, Matt Dillon's first movie. And it was about a bunch of kids in a town that run wild and wind up, I think, padlocking the auditorium and burning all their parents to death or something. It took place in a suburban kind of thing, which to me is a very uninteresting looking thing. And I read River's Edge, which is about human beings becoming animals, you know, descending into savagery. So I went into the director and I said, listen, I know you're not going to hire me, but hear me out. Don't fuck this up the way you fucked up Over the Edge. And he's like, what do you mean? Luckily, I was talking to the right guy. This guy's Tim Hunter, a wonderful guy, really smart. And he said, tell me, what do you... I said, I think this movie is about devolution. It's about descending into... I said, so the town should not be a nice suburban town, which is what was in the River's Edge script, because the writer had written it based on a real story that took place in Milpitas, which was a nice suburban town. I said, what it should be about, it should be a town where the sidewalks are being cracked, and people are like animals, sort of. Everything is sort of backing into this wilderness. And he loved it. He said, that's what we'll do. And I was like, what? He said, don't worry about that. We'll get you the money. What I did completely changed what was on the page. It changed every single... when I teach, and I talk to the students, I said, you know, it's like by saying that, by describing that town, it changes every single picture in the movie. Everything. And that's sort of what production design is to find, you know, sometimes what's on the page is right, but not always, you know, or, you know, somebody asked me, they complimented me on the home in Home Alone. I designed Home Alone. And this guy came up and said, I love that house, blah, blah, blah. How'd you get the idea? What was the genesis of that image? I said, oh, it's very simple. Me and the director of photography are all Italian-American. That was our dream house. There's all this color, all this Christmas color, red, white, green. I said it was completely and utterly wrong. We never saw a house that looked anything like that in that part of Chicago. It just was, but it was right for the movie. And ultimately, and I didn't think of this at the time, believe me, I wasn't that smart. But you know, in the script it said, two-story house. That was the indication, a two-story house. But by making the house so special, when the film goes into the last act and the little kid said, I have to defend my home. If you didn't have that house, that monstrous child pounding nails into people's feet and burning them, setting fire to a man's head, none of that shit would work if he wasn't justified. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at Home Alone 2. Because Home Alone 2 is the same movie, except in New York, and he winds up trapping them in a house that has no emotional resonance. It's a fixer-upper, but it's a place where there are electrical cords and all these things. And it's a great, funny movie, but I was surprised with the first movie because I actually did a lot of the violence, never thinking they would get in the movie. How could it get in the movie? It's ridiculous, you know, a nail in a guy's foot. But they put it all in, and we never got a complaint. It flew. I was like, what? How could... But I'll tell you, Home Alone 2 got nothing but complaints. I have, because I did the research. Someone asked me to do a lecture comparing the two movies. That's how I really figured all this stuff out. But I mean, I have all the printouts. And Home Alone 2, you have letters like from parents saying, whoever made this movie should be horsewhipped. And it's all the same people, except for I refused to do the second movie. But it's really, they didn't think it through.